Hello, I'm Amy Wilkinson, a beef and arable farmer from Lancashire, and this week I'm going to be testing out this Manitou 412H telescopic handler. This is actually the smallest telehandler Manitou have ever produced, and the idea with it is you can pull this, it's so light and so little, you can pull it behind your pickup or your telehandler. You do not need a low loader at all. So I don't know how this will play out on our farm in particular, because with this, for us, it would be a backup machine and would stay on farm, and basically will be used if our bigger telehandler was busy or kind of it broke down or something. So we're gonna put this through its paces throughout this week, and I will keep you updated.
I'm using the little Manitou to load the bales. Dan's been doing this while I was loading the milling wheat. It does struggle. It can get those top bales off that trailer, but they're not perfectly on, if that makes sense. That's loud and very bumpy. Would I consider filling our mix wagon with this? I don't feel like the attachments to this machine and the amount of weight we need. So our rations at the moment, we're mixing up to 5 tonne a day. Well, no, 5 tonne per ration, so we're mixing them up with about 10 tonne a day. So I don't feel like, I'll show you, you'll see the size of this bucket. It would take me all morning. So let's go open the barn and get some link buckets. See, this is the grain bucket, and I've had to Jenga in 13 lick buckets. So I doubt it could fill 5 tonne mix wagon. Right, please move your heads. I do not want to take your heads off. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. They do make this bucket look very small. Turns out I am an idiot and can't count. I'm missing 2. So, go back and get some more. 2 trips? What's that? We don't do that around here. Yeah, she's steady. I think of different situations this Manitou would be a lot of use. I think it may be a little out of depth here, but if it was a smaller yard or a dairy farm you needed to scrape out every day, or a horse yard, or obviously forestry, builders, that kind of thing, it'd be perfect. So it's a new day, and I actually used the Manitou and the bucket to load the maize into our mixer wagon for our second ration this morning. And it could do it, it just took a few bucketfuls because it's a small bucket. But I think it would be perfect if I was making a smaller ration, which we do in summer, so it could work for that. Yeah. So next test for the little Manitou is scrape out, which we do once a week. So all of the concrete in all the cattle pens, we like to scrape them out. It should be ideal for this because our bigger telehandler, it is a squeeze between that feeder and the girders, especially in this pen. It's the first time I've used it and gone, oh my god, we need one. It's just so nimble and little, and it fits everywhere.
So we have now had the Manitou for a week. It is going back home tomorrow, and I thought it was a good chance to talk through things I did like and things maybe I didn't like, or maybe not so much didn't like, but thought it wouldn't work here specifically. So 2 things that I really liked about this machine was the automatic handbrake and the automatic start-stop. So this machine actually, I'll prove a point now, as long as this machine is in neutral, which is on this switch here, the handbrake is on. Which when you are doing something like bedding down cattle on your own or something like that and you're jumping on and off all the time, It's a really great safety feature because you don't actually have to think about putting the handbrake on. The other feature is the start-stop. So if we leave this running now, it will cut off. But I will tell you right now, I don't have to then get on and turn the key like we do in our big telehandler. It will actually come back on when I touch the sensor on the side of the joystick. So, as I was saying about the start-stop, this machine has obviously stopped itself. We've had to wait the 3 minutes outside waiting for it to happen. But if I jump on and then just touch the sensor on the side of the joystick, it all comes back on by magic, which I think is actually a very clever start-stop. So, other things I really liked about this machine is the amount of attachments you can get for the front. So if you go actually on the Manitou website, it seems never-ending, the amount of attachments you can get for this machine. I do have the feeling that Manitou have designed this as the attachments first, then the machine. So it works for so many different businesses, horse yards, different things. One thing I would say is you can get different headstocks for this machine. This is a manual pins in, pins out one. You can get hydraulics. Just depends on which package you go for. The small size of this machine could be brilliant for so many businesses. For here, I really liked it when we were scraping out, loved it for that. And for mucking out our young stock pens, unfortunately we didn't have a muck grab to demonstrate it to the best of its ability. So these two areas also were, for us as a personal, our personal business, this machine kind of falls down a little bit. So the capacity of the attachments that you can get for this machine I would say is too small for our business personally. And we won't get the benefit really out of, if we had this machine, it would be here all the time. So we wouldn't be able to tow it, we wouldn't tow it anywhere, or this is the beauty of this machine, is you can tow it wherever you need to go. If we were to buy this machine, it would be a backup machine for us. It would be in case our bigger telehandler was busy. And the thing is, yes, that would decrease the hours used on our bigger telehandler. However, we would still have to buy this machine and all the attachments, as unfortunately, even though our telehandler has Manitou headstock as it is at the moment, the smaller range of Manitou's headstocks are completely different. So we would have to buy the machine and all the different attachments to go on it. So the other thing I'd like to mention is, on our yard personally, we are a rough rubble yard. We have bits of concrete, but it's not everywhere. We are hoping to improve in that way. However, in this machine and on these tyres specifically, it is a very rough and very loud ride.
Yeah, she's steady.
And I think you can get bigger tyres on this machine, which I think would improve the ride and the noise. But also, when we were, for example, I was lifting a bale off the top of the trailer to put it in the bedding machine. It did feel quite wobbly and unsafe just because the actual floor is uneven. And I think bigger tyres would help in that aspect. So carrying on from this point here, this wheel, I have spoke about I don't like this big gap. And there's a reason for this. So where this machine excelled for us was scraping out, so scraping out the cows. However, that means we go into the pen and our big bullocks are a bit dozy and they will quite happily put their head in there. There is quite a few wires and different things back there they would lick and try and pull out, and so I think a mud guard would be needed, especially here, especially even if you just look underneath, it's really dirty, but that's another way to overcome that issue, is just a mud guard. But no, I just don't want a cow putting its head there, because I think the cow might actually win. So in conclusion, this is a really, really good machine, but I don't think this setting in particular has shown it off to the best of its abilities. It's not for me, but it could be for you.